I'm scared. I haven't
Okay.
ate today. So if I start sweating, that's why. Do you care if it's the Reposado or the Blanco?
Nope. I'm tired of y'all setting that camera up, acting like y'all just woke up.
I did that the other day.
Why?
In other words, don't start none, won't be none.
No.
KFC is like crack based. And so, yeah.
I have got to the gym park and decided I'm going home. Oh my gosh, why would you put me on the spot like that?
Thank you for tuning in to Sip on This with A Paris. About to get lit with these topics. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for the love and your time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Without further ado, I bring to you this for you to sip on too.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Sip on This with Adam Paris. And at this point, my good sis here is an honorary
Co-host?
Co-host. I was going to
Co-host.
say guest co-host, but no, you're not a guest. But to address some disclaimers right away, first and foremost, I have not done an episode in like a year.
Yeah.
I think last episode I shot, I had COVID. I'm pretty sure I had COVID last time I shot an episode. Because it was me and Tyler talking about education. And I did it here at the bar and it was remote because I had COVID.
That's not the last time you shot an episode.
What was the episode I shot after that?
We shot a bunch of episodes after that.
Did we?
Yes.
I'm telling you, that's the last episode. Think about it. I caught COVID December. I had COVID for Christmas, so I was doing all my episodes remote, and everyone I had scheduled all had COVID, so I stopped the rest of the season, and then I started working on my music.
Really?
I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna have to go back and look. Obviously, I'm gonna have to go back and check. But for now, just take my word for it. But I've been missing the podcast in the midst. I just mentioned it a few minutes ago. I stopped the podcast really to focus on music for a while because it was so hard juggling the two. So I had to stop one to focus on the other. And now that that's done and it's out, go stream it, by the way. It's on my channel. And it's also available on Apple Music. And so once I wrapped that up, I was like, you know what? I miss doing the podcast again because I like our raggedy but like...
Relatable.
Yeah,
Raggedy,
relatable.
yet relatable.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Had a nice ring to it.
Yes. It
So, in true fashion, if you watch the past season, she's always been the first co-host, the guest star, and she's going to keep popping up throughout this season as well. And I told her I wanted to kind of freestyle this particular episode, but at the same time, kind of do a recap of 2022 since this is our first full week into the new year. So I figured we could do a quick recap of the good and the bad. And if you had some ugly moments of 2022 and what you're looking forward to in 2023.
Okay. I feel like 2022 was a good year.
Honestly, it was for me too.
It really was. I think
Despite
for like
me having COVID.
Right. I had COVID in 2022 too. So.
Have you called COVID once or twice?
Twice.
Me too.
So
trash.
Yeah, I feel like 2022 was a good year for us, just the group as a whole.
Yeah.
Everybody was getting promotions.
Yeah.
Quitting jobs, getting new jobs.
Yes.
Starting businesses.
Yeah.
Sharpening their crafts.
That part.
So I feel like 2022 was a really good year.
That
we
part.
had a time, honey.
A time.
I
think I was talking to probably that Devontae. If you know, you know. I think me and Devontae were talking a while back, and he was just like, man, I need to sit down. I need to close outside for a little bit. But he's never going to sit down. You're never going to sit down. The sooner you're truthful with yourself, the better.
He lies so bad.
Lie so bad.
He's never.
You're a liar, but you're a good person.
Yes, he's never going inside. So every time he says it, I don't believe it.
He'll tell me like, no more Sunday fun days. Next thing I know, hey, get out my phone. Get out my inbox. I don't want you here. You want to do everything but godly things on Sunday. Get out my inbox.
And you're going to show up every time.
That part. That part. If food and drinks are there, I'm there. Tequila, my weakness. It is what it is.
But yeah, I think 2022 was a good year.
But something else I wanted to... Oh, Martecia, we forgot at the beginning of every episode, we're supposed to tell the people what we're sipping on these days. So let me guess. Are you still in the chokehold with margaritas or what?
Yeah, strawberry margaritas. But I love me some Black Girl Magic wine. They sell it at Target. I'm a Target girl these days. Okay.
Okay, so before I get into my drink of choice, which honestly not much has changed. I just spoke to that a few seconds ago, but I've converted over to Target as well. But Target had me effed up today. So, and not just today, the last time I went to. So I went today because transparency, I forgot our chasers for today's episode. So I went there right before I came here to start setting up. And they had my chasers, but the last time I went shopping, they didn't have any cases of water. So I went in, the whole section was out of water. I think the only water they had was like maybe Smart Water, which only come in a pack of 4. Get out of here.
What you gonna do with that?
Right. And then Aquafina, and I don't drink Aquafina, no shade. But then I went today, I grabbed the cart, go straight to the aisle, and they only had, in the words of Carisha, the the 8-ounce water bottles. I was like, what am I going to do with those? So like literally it was only those and like a small pack of Aquafina. Target, get it together. Y'all looking more and more like Walmart on this side of town. I don't like it.
Well, I still get my water from Walmart and Sam's. But to actually go inside the store, I'm going to go to Target. Yeah. I'm not going into Walmart for anything. But that's good
that you get water out of it. I don't even go for water these days.
I don't go there. I subscribe to delivery, so they deliver it to me.
Oh.
But I will actually get up and go inside of Target.
Oh, period.
I will go inside of Target. Yeah. Walmart, y'all not going to see me.
Yeah.
Bring me my stuff.
It's so funny because actually, shout out to Sarita and that Devontae again, because it was really... Sarita was really the main person that turned me on to Target. I used to talk about going to Walmart, and she was just like, you still go there? And I'm like, dang, like, why you gotta judge me like that? Like, yeah, it's cheaper. She's like, cheaper is not always better. That's why those type of people be in there.
You gotta pay for the experience.
You got to. You go to Target for the vibes.
Yes, yes. Did you see that video on TikTok? And the guy was like, so first off, he had on a bonnet and a do-rag. And he was in Target, and he was basically going down the aisle telling people, like, if you come to Target, don't come in here doing that Walmart stuff.
No,
and so everybody started stitching the video like, sir, you the one doing the Walmart stuff.
Yeah, with the bonnet and the
you're loud, and you got on a bonnet and a do-rag.
Yeah, because you better be quiet in Target. I don't like that.
They said, sir, you are the Walmart stuff. You're bringing it to Target. Yeah. But yes, you have to pay for the experience.
That part. But let's dial back real quick. Not much has changed as far as my drinking choice. Tequila still has me in the chokehold, but I will say I'm so mad. I should have got the name of this before today's episode. But that Chase for New Year's, he got the biggest bottle of tequila I've seen in life. It was huge, and like it was, I think at least a liter of tequila, bottle like this big, standing up. And so we drank like it was like a quarter of it left by the time we were done for the night. Do you know it was so smooth though? It had no bite. I had no hangover the next day, and we were drinking.
What the bottle look like?
Mexican.
Okay.
It was. Yep. Gosh, I'm gonna have to post the name of it like in the description or something. But like, Chase is infamous for sending me TikToks of different liquors to try, because like it'd be the liquor connoisseurs, and they be like, okay, y'all need to stop doing this trend of like hyping up certain brands of liquor, and they don't even be busting like that. So he was like, for all you guys that like Casamigo, these are the real tequilas that like are real tequila that you need to replace the Casamigos with or whatever. Okay. And so
I'm not on that side of TikTok. I've never seen one of those.
Yeah, he sent me those, and also this guy, I sent it. I can't remember if I sent it to Chase or Chase sent it to me. This guy did a rundown of what personality you have based on the liquor of choice. And so he broke it down as far as like he'll do well, no, never mind. I was about to say he broke it up as far as like if you like tequila, these are what each brand means for you. But I think he also did one for brandy, but there was one where when I say he fried me up when I was, it was Terramana, and that's
No.
Luckily, that's not what we're drinking today, but I definitely have a bottle over here. But
no, you definitely got me on that. I only buy Terramana.
Oh, really? Do you care if it's the Reposado or the Blanco?
Nope. Nope. I just be whatever the vibes.
I think I like the Reposado better. That Blanco is hard. Like shots, that Blanco will eat you alive. If you're not ready for it, it's going to hit you dead in the chest.
Oh, wow.
Dead in the chest.
Crazy.
But
actually, I went to a color party last weekend. And so my color was red, of course. So I was like, I'll make some Jello shots. I've never had tequila Jello shots, but I said, well, let's try it. We're going to do it today. So I made some strawberry Jello shots with Terramana Blanco. That was good.
You couldn't taste it.
That was good.
Definitely.
I like that. Everybody said it was strong. I said, I thought it was great.
Great. It's probably because we're psychos.
It was good, though. So whatever they was making tequila shots with before, vodka or whatever, no, you got to switch over. What did I say?
Whatever they were making tequila shots.
Whatever they were making Jello shots with before.
I'm not going to hold you. I don't taste any tequila in this.
Me either.
When you first tried it, you was like, ooh, but I'm sitting here drinking this.
That's why I keep drinking it, because I was a little thirsty.
Yeah, I'm sitting here drinking it, and I'm like, I don't taste anything. And I put a hefty amount of liquor in these drinks. I'm scared. I haven't ate today. So if I start sweating, that's why.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow. I turned into I was about to say something a little racial. Well, we're a little unfiltered on this show. My friends like to call me a wetback when I get a little sweaty, because that's the first thing that starts to sweat on me. So that's that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm going to sit this to the side, because I was doing a lot, clearly. Yeah.
Are we about the same?
No.
Girl, let me take this half a sip to catch up. Okay. Now, what are some its that you experienced in 2022 that you do not want to make its way into 2023?
So, like, in my life, or because I have made a little list of icks that I want people to stop doing. It's mainly on the internet.
On the internet. I got it. Okay.
And so I know the first one, this is for the content creators. I'm tired of y'all setting that camera up, acting like y'all just woke up.
I did that the other day.
Why?
That was fun.
That's so.
So I ain't going to knock you. I be thinking about it too. Before I did it, right? I was like, not them setting up that camera. You was already awake before you even did all this.
Why did you do
But
that?
it's a vibe though, because like I did it for the first time when I did so I went to Jamaica over the holiday, and I woke up that morning. I was like,
maybe it's like the fake yawn for me. Like the fake stretch.
Oh, I did all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I put it on the list, because there was this girl on TikTok, and she basically said that she had two small kids, and she said both of them fell asleep in the car or whatever. And she was basically making it like she was struggling to get both of them in the house. But the camera was set up at the top of the stairs, like watching them come into the house.
Oh.
You didn't have to do that.
It's definitely a lot of work.
Like,
I didn't even have my stands in Jamaica. I was like, I was having to sit it up on some items in the room. It didn't take long to do though. Took about 2 tries. I got the shot. That's all that mattered. And then hating ass Shaniqua. Yes, I want to talk about you real quick. She going to come in and say, is this why your ass was always late every day? You busy shooting TikToks in your room? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
That day, actually what happened was, so apparently in Jamaica, they're known for their KFC. And so why Shaniqua's mom? KFC. Yeah, because apparently their KFC is like crack based. And so, yeah. Like, it's really good.
That's not real crack. That's
not real crack. You're an idiot.
It's crack based. That was my first time hearing that, so I wasn't sure.
You're an idiot. But no, apparently their KFC is like that. And I wanted to go. So the first time we went, like the line was down the block. Like not cars, people. It was lined up like a club during the day.
I mean, so did y'all?
And the line was not moving.
Did y'all go? Like, did y'all?
I went. Shaniqua's mom was like, "Hell no!" Da, 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 da. The group got discouraged, so we ended up leaving. So then, like, Shaniqua and them doubled back the next day or the day after, but they wanted to go as soon as they opened at like 10 a.m. Baby, it's breakfast. I don't want nobody's KFC. It's breakfast. So I stayed in the room and made TikToks.
I mean, but is it really like that though?
Oh, all of them that went said it was really like that. They said ours don't measure up to theirs at all. It's probably because theirs is, I don't know, fresh. Probably with out all that shit they be injecting into our food here. So
true.
Probably why it hit different there.
True.
But the reason why I came up with this topic is because, speaking of that TikTok, it's been a trend. At the end of the year, everyone was like, what are your it? Sometimes they do it as couples, but some people make their list and go over it in the voice.
Yeah.
That infamous voice. That voice made everything 10 times funnier. I swear. That shit is so funny. But that's where I got the idea from. But anyway, back to what your its are for content creators.
Oh no, that was the only, I guess, content creator one.
Oh, okay.
The second one, although I thoroughly enjoy it, I wish people would stop telling their business on the internet. Because the people of the internet do not care.
No.
There is nothing that we can do.
Right.
As the internet.
Right.
If that man won't come pick that baby up. There's nothing we can do about that. You have to tell somebody that can do something about it.
And the thing, okay, so I don't know if this is like the main one that comes to mind for you, but the main one is recently that came to mind for me was the one with Lakeith, the actor. Why? Why did you do all that?
What you want us to do is information.
And he's not gonna do anything different. He's he still got the baby with you, and then I try to give people like some form of grace because she's like, oh, he doesn't spend time with the kid, but your first set of footage was him with the kid. So it just, the math didn't math.
Yeah, I think she was more so tired of being a secret. That's what I think it was.
Okay.
But again,
you knew what you were signing up for.
There's nothing we can do about this. There's nothing we can do if he does not spend time with that child and he spend more time with the fiance or whatever. There's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. And then, gosh, it was something else recently that I came across that was like, what? Oh, I know what the other incident is. This is before Lakeith, was the Romeo and Master P drama. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw. I didn't even read all of it. All
I didn't either.
Romeo said that Master P is not the man that he says he is or whatever.
That part. And then they ended up reconciling later. And I'm like, see, that's why you leave stuff off the internet.
There's nothing we can do about that. Call Iyanla. There is nothing we can do about that.
No, at this point, don't even call Iyanla. Call each other. That's what y'all should have did to begin with. But why did y'all run to Bill Gates' internet?
Bill Gates' internet.
Like, telling all y'all business. It was too much.
Yeah. I wish, I mean, granted, I do find myself knee deep in other people's business. And it is entertaining. Mm-hmm. But if you can, please. Mm-hmm. Stop telling your business on the internet.
You know, speaking of other people's business. All right, let's address the elephant in the room. There's somebody supposed to be doing some work at my house. They came an hour early. And I told them when they called, asking to come an hour early, no, sir, you may not, because I'm shooting a podcast. So you need to come at your scheduled time. Hence the doorbell ring. But here we are, finishing the episode for you all. But as I said, reporting live from someone else's business, I was talking to my dad the other day, and actually it was just yesterday. Mm-hmm. I don't remember how we got to this topic, but my dad was telling me, he said this verbatim, he said, I mean no harm. I love dealing with messy people and getting all in their messy business. He said, I just like dealing with messy people. I said, you would much rather deal with messy people than people that don't really talk a lot? He said, yes. I said, why? He's like, it's just something about getting to know somebody, like the ins and outs of them, and you really learning how truly messy and what this person is capable of. That really intrigues me. And I'm like...
So where does he do this at?
Work.
I knew it.
Because my dad is a manager, and my dad is the type of boss, like he's petty anyway, but he's petty like in a funny way. So like some of the stuff that he be doing at work, so like one of my cousins, Dylan, works under my dad, and the stuff that like they be saying be going on at their job, if I was a fly on the wall, I would be so weak. Like the other day, they told me, so like, this is what I mean by my dad is a messy person too, though. Hence the story I'm about to tell. So for Christmas, it's Christmas morning. My entire family, we're having breakfast. And so my dad waits for every family member to get in the kitchen to eat and fix their plates to say, I got something to tell y'all that Dylan did at work the other day. And Dylan was like, I just sat down. He was like, yeah, that's why I'm telling the story so you can be present for it. And so we're like, okay. So he's like, so apparently he had this like nice like book bag, I guess that the job gave him or something. Mm-hmm. And my dad got enough bags himself. So he was like, you know what? I think ever since Dylan got his new position or whatever, I don't think my dad was thinking, oh, I don't think he has one of these bags that a lot of managers have, right? And so he goes, oh, Dylan, here you go. Like, I noticed that you don't have a bag to help carry your stuff that you need throughout the day, this is like a new bag. I got plenty. You can have this one. He was like, oh, thanks, something, whatever. Well, my dad said every day since then, he would go into Dylan's office and he would see the bag like under the desk collecting dust. And it was bothering my dad because he's like, nigga, I gave you that bag. Like, right. Why are you not utilizing it? And so my dad finally got to a point where it was like a week had gone by. And finally my dad said, Dylan, why is that damn bag under your desk or whatever? Dylan says, oh, you left that here when we was talking the other day? My dad was like, what? He said, ain't that your bag? My dad said, no, fool, I gave that to you. It was a gift to you. And you're showing me you don't care about it with it being under the desk. The dude was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, that mess was so funny. But Dylan apparently is like, if you don't stay on top of him about little stuff, it's in one ear and out the other. I didn't know that Dylan was like that until his brother and auntie was like, no, that's a forgetful ass nigga. So it just is what it is. But we were talking about it's. Mm-hmm. So you said the content creators setting up their cameras in unrealistic situations, yes. Basically. Then you went to people on the internet telling all their business, even though you love it, they should probably not do that.
Yes, please.
Did you get into anything else?
No, and I think my last one, or that was on my list, I want people to stop telling their kids to cuss on the internet.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I don't like that either.
I don't know why that became a trend in 2022. I don't like it. Because why would you ask your kids what you be saying about me behind my back? Yeah. Like, why would you ask them to cuss you out? And then it's just, stop that.
Yeah, I saw people in the comments saying that sending mixed signals. It's like, do you want me to say the word or not? Because 1 minute you're making it fine, the next it'll be an issue if it's not on camera. So it's like, you're confusing them. Like, they shouldn't be doing it.
People will do anything for clout.
That part.
Stop doing that. And then you can tell the way that they're cursing that, like, that they be small using them cuss words in the right context. And
that part. Like, kids are smart.
Yeah, so you can tell what they hear and what they're around. Mm-hmm. And, like, I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah. So I told a story time on TikTok the other day. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell the story, and now I'm gonna tell you the it's that came out of that story for me, because it was it's that were brought from 2022 into 2023.
Wow.
So
already?
Yes.
Okay.
A week into it, and that's literally what my TikTok was about. Y'all need to stop doing this so fresh into the new year. This should have been left back. Okay. So to make a long story short, I always eat out throughout the week because of my commute being so far to and from work. And so I did a call-in order when I was 30 minutes away from the restaurant and did my usual order, got there, and it was a slight line, and it was from the hibachi spot near my neighborhood. So like I get over there, and it was like a young guy working the register. And so like he calls me over, grabs my food for me, and I head over to the condiment section to just like put like the sauces and utensils and stuff in the bag. And next thing I know, like in the midst of me trying to mind my business, I overheard like a altercation, if you will, taking place at the register. And basically it was a palm-colored man over there. Like he was talking to the guy that was assisting me, and he was like, hey, he said, so why is it that someone literally just came like off the street basically and got their food, but I've been like sitting here waiting? And like, I heard it, but I was like, that's not my business. I'm sticking to getting myself so I can bounce. So then the young guy says, well, for starters, he had a call-in order. He called his order in advance, so it'll be ready when he picked it up. He said, you, however, just placed your order a few moments ago, and I told you your wait will be 15 minutes, and you've only been sitting down for a few minutes. Hence why your food is not ready. So then the guy says, oh, well, I guess I should have called my food in earlier so I wouldn't have to wait, huh? And he was like,
I guess so.
Yeah. So then that's when it dawned on me. I said, I know this bitch ain't talking about me. I was like, because when he said call-in order, I was the only person picking up a call-in order. Mm-hmm. So I turned around and me and the dude both looked at each other like the white guy that was complaining. We both looked at each other and went, gave him the tight lip that they like to give us. So the story, more of the story, the it's that came out of that entitlement. That shit burns me up.
Yes.
Leave that shit in 2022.
Please.
Especially if you're palm colored. That is number 2.
Mind your business.
Number 2 was mind the business that pays you. If you broke, you got other things to tend to other than someone else's business.
No, but my thing is, if you're going to be in somebody else's business, at least pay attention. At least pay attention, because you're talking about you walked out from out the street or whatever to get the food. Well, if you was paying that much attention, you'd have known that you walked in, said, oh, I have a pickup order or whatever.
In that part, I literally walked in and said, hi, I have a call-in order. It's under this number. And he went right over, grabbed it from the stack of plates or whatever, and he read the ticket back to me. I said, yeah, that's my order. So you missed that whole 5-minute transaction, but all you saw was, but at the same time, just saw me walk in. So you saw me walk in, missed the whole beginning transaction, and just saw me walk over, like walk away afterwards. That shit pissed me off.
So if you're not going to mind your business, at least pay attention.
That part. And then I would like to follow up with the honorary mention. It's, how do I put this into words? Because there's several ways this can be said and addressed. It's don't start issues you're not willing to stick around to resolve. But in other words, don't start none, won't be none.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Because don't start this commotion, and then I feel like more people than not like to turn around and gaslight the person that they was just doing wrong at the end of the day, and then basically trying to make it like, no, place blame on you, and then somehow they're the victim. How are you the victim and you cause all the drama? Make it make sense.
They don't do nothing, they're gonna be a victim.
That part. But that shit burned me up, and so I did the story time on TikTok, and after I did part 1, sometimes I be posting, because most of the time I post this at night, and by the time I go back on TikTok the next day, I done forgot that I posted overnight, and when I go back, it's like all these likes and stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, what did I do? Right. And when I go back, I'm like, oh, the story from yesterday, and it was people like, no, I need a part 2 to this, because what happened? That shit was funny, but it wasn't funny as it was unfolding. No, that thing made me mad. But you kind of touched on some its that I had too, though, because telling too much of your business online makes me mad. I don't know how I ended up on this side of TikTok, but lately, let me ask you this I feel like I already know the answer to this, but somehow I landed on the side of TikTok the other day where it's like every other day, it's a woman venting about how she basically discovered that her man was like on the DL. Mm-hmm. And they're telling their stories on TikTok, and it's all these women in the comments like, I'm convinced all niggas is gay. Like, all niggas is gay. And I'm like, I think that's ignorant, but okay. But I was kind of like, I don't know. I feel like if something was to happen like that to me, a part of me would be embarrassed to even talk about on a platform that size. Yeah. And then it's kind of like, what are we going to do with that information that you just put out there? Like,
I guess they're trying to spread awareness.
But I mean, it's like.
But yeah, you could have kept it.
I just don't understand. I don't know. That's been one of the biggest things that I've seen on somehow. Like I said, I don't know how it's been coming up every other day, but it's like a lot of that's been going on. And then people doing these trends at work that you should not be doing at work that will fuck around and get you fired. Why are y'all doing that?
Like which ones?
Like, I watched some about people talking about fights they've been at network, or like some talking about like they'll just like go around asking really offensive questions basically in the workspace or whatever, and it'll go viral because you shouldn't have been doing it. It went viral for a bad reason. Yeah. And so then you end up without a job looking crazy.
But clout.
That's the part.
It's a crazy drug.
You want to lose your whole career over clout chasing. Yeah, that is sick.
I hope you can be a full-time TikToker.
That part.
That's what you're going to do.
And I hear TikToking full-time is not what it's cracked up to be, because them videos that we be doing, it take too much time for me. Right. Too much time, too much effort. Just to get maybe 5 likes if you're lucky. I can't. I saw this. I saved this sound. I'm going to use it one day. This girl, she was like, I posted a video the other day and it got 10 likes. And she said when I went back to it after like 10 hours, it had 10 likes. She said, but you know what? She said, you never know. I say to always keep posting, because guess what? Couple weeks later, I post another video and guess how many likes it got? 11. It's all about growth. Right. That mess was so funny to me. But it really be like that. TikTok, when I first got on it, I feel like it was really easy to like get out there. But now with the whatever they're doing to their algorithm, it changes so much that like some of your videos pop easier than others. And I feel like, at least for me, the ones that I don't really think much about when I post be the ones that do better than the one I put effort into. And I'm like, okay, so basically I just don't need to put effort into shit and just post. Right,
basically.
But
just post whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like that's what everybody does on TikTok anyway.
Yeah. I overall like TikTok though because it's a free for all. Like whatever.
That's what everybody says, how much they like TikTok better than
Instagram and shit give you anxiety.
Yeah, it do. And I think people were saying on TikTok, I reposted this post. It was just like, on TikTok, I feel comfortable commenting on under people's posts. Yeah. I be in there talking to strangers.
Yes. Full blown.
I definitely be up there talking to strangers on TikTok. You don't feel like your video has to look a certain way or anything. You just post whatever. Yeah. I love TikTok. Yeah. TikTok's great.
And I think it's cool too that some of the people that I followed when I first started following them, they didn't even have a lot of followers, but it's like I blink and they're up there. Like it's this guy I was following because I swear I actually need to show you his videos because I swear this is Terrell. Like I feel like me and like it's like 3 of them. It's like 3 little Terrells. And like they all remind me of like really our group of friends in general, but like they all do workout videos. And initially that's why I was following him for his workout routines. Yeah. And so, but it's like when I first started following him, we may have had like the same number of followers, but I think he just hit like 100K last week. And I'm like, that's so crazy. I caught him before he even like blew up like that on TikTok. But that's what I like seeing. It's like, once you make it, like, and like him and his friends have a clothing business. It's like workout gear. And like now he's talking about how his stuff is always selling out when it drops because of the amount of traction he gets on TikTok. And he's like, literally, y'all don't even realize y'all have literally changed my life like overnight. All because of TikTok. He has a 9-to-5, but he's like, he's not comfortable quitting that 9-to-5 yet to rely on. Scary. Yeah. Because like that's security that you're basically doing away with,
and benefits and all that other stuff.
That part.
I feel like, and I wonder if they feel like pressure to like, what if your next few videos that you put out are not performing as high? Like, what if your followers start dropping? I would be scared.
Yeah, I was scrolling randomly, and you know how people will randomly be on live and it will pop up on like your feed or whatever, and so this guy. Right when I scrolled up, he was like, oh man, he said like, this whole time we've been on live, I thought I had gained X amount of followers, but I only gained, I think he was projecting to gain like 1,000, but he had only gained 300 and his nerves were in shambles. And I'm just like, I don't think it's that serious, sir. Like, I mean, unless, like you said, if that's your livelihood, I guess. I don't know what that equates to money-wise. I can't relate. But, you know, I think, I was thinking about it the other day, too, when you were talking about benefits and stuff. Granted, I hate a job. Hate a job. But the security that comes from it, though, I'm just like, that would tear my nerves up if I don't have that as a safety net.
Yeah, you know you're going to get paid. You know that you have insurance. You know all of that. So I think everything that glitters ain't gold. It looks fun being an influencer and being a TikToker, YouTuber, whatever it is, but we don't know what goes on behind the sines and how much pressure they got to put out these brand deal videos and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So for now, I'm just go to work.
That part.
I'm gonna just go to work
and watch everyone else content creations.
Yeah.
That part.
I'm just gonna go to work.
That part. But is it anything that you yourself want to? I don't want to. I've been telling people I don't want to do New Year's resolutions no more. But. So I wouldn't necessarily call it resolutions, but is it anything that like you just want to like commit to doing throughout the year, or is it any like small term goals or like long term goals you'll like to reach in this year?
At least for the first 3 months of this year, I am Mr. Krabs. Do y'all hear me? I am saving money. I will no longer be spending money like El Chapo. I will not be doing that.
Okay. What made you come to this? Because we went so hard in 2022?
Yes. Yeah. I feel like I spent a lot of money. Yeah. Like trips. I'm still going on trips. That's
I'm gonna just be on the trip and be broke. That's
all the eating out, all the unnecessary Amazon purchases. I'm saving. I'm really trying to get in my savings bag this year.
Facts.
And I want to stay in the gym. I need to stop just going to the gym when I have a trip coming up. But since I have trips coming up so often, it kind of works out.
It's regular. Yeah.
But I want to go to the gym consistently.
Yeah.
Even when I don't have a trip coming up.
Yeah. I just got back into, so, I typically work out anyway, but I took during the holidays, I took 2 weeks off. When I tell you that gym kicked my ass and humbled me real quick, I had made all this progress. And the weights that I was able to lift, I couldn't even touch no more. Within a 2 week span. I'm like, how the hell? I was in there dying. But it's I worked out for only 3 days within this last week. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to stay consistent. I told myself minimally I need to go in 3 days out the week. Weekends are my off days. But Monday through and I consider Friday as a weekend too, depending on what I got going on. So Monday through Thursday, I try to make it a everyday thing.
Yeah, the weekends are the only time that I really can go because...
I mean, that makes sense.
Fridays, I get off at 12 o'clock, so I'll go to the gym, shower, whatever, go pick Landon up from school. Yeah. I don't really go on Saturdays. Sunday, if I go to church, I'll go to the gym afterwards. Yeah. Try to make it work. Yeah. But I definitely want to be consistent, get some gains going.
That part.
Let's see.
For especially, I feel like we've been talking a lot of shit because we were telling people, I don't know if you remember this, but we definitely were telling people at some gathering, we was we're bringing the bodies to Cancun.
That's exactly what we told the people. And we sitting here drinking Kool-Aid.
Yes, we're drinking more than Kool-Aid. Don't do that. We were telling people, because we're rooming together, for a wedding in Cancun, and we were just we're bringing the bodies. Our room is bringing that. So if you're not bringing that, sorry to you. It is what it is.
My thing was, you gym enthusiasts that go all the time, y'all not about to make me look bad. So I'm going to do what needs to be done so that I can keep up.
But the thing is, hitting the gym is it's exhausting at the same time though. It's really a certain mindset you have to keep going. Cause I used to look at the slightest reason not to go. Cause I hate winter.
I have pulled off from the parking lot before. I have got to the gym park and decided I'm going home.
How you get all the way there and don't commit to going inside?
I
learned this when I was at ECU, I did a fitness class. Just to get credits to graduate or whatever. And they said a saying that a lot of fitness people go by is the hardest thing to do in terms of going to the gym is putting on your shoes, because
to me it's getting out the car.
Yeah, so they're basically saying it starts with somewhere. So step one, put on your shoes and go to the gym. Put on your shoes, put on your gear, hit the car, hit the gym, and before you know it, your workout is over with. You do feel accomplished afterwards, though. Yeah. You feel good afterwards. Yeah. Maybe not during, but afterwards, you're oh, this felt good. I needed this.
I went yesterday.
Okay. So, So like, how long do you typically go to the gym for?
Like 45 minutes. Cause I be ready to go. I don't know why.
So you don't be ready to go to get there. Then when you get there, you ready to go home.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I try to stay in there for 40. If I stay in for 45 minutes, I feel good.
Okay.
Because if I look at my phone and I see I've been in here for 30, I might just go home. So if I stay for 45 minutes, I feel good.
You may not need to hit the gym as hard as other people though, because you eat clean as hell. Me, I eat what I want.
I do eat. I have a
my mouth is
diet.
not shy before it.
I ain't ate out all week.
That's real good.
I ain't spent no extra money this week at all.
That's real good. But speaking of eating out, so something that I personally said I was going to do, which I'm not really bad at this, even though I eat out a lot, I try to like switch stuff up. So I like salads and stuff. So I'll even like pick up like salads and stuff from certain places. But why out of convenience, I decided to go to Panera Bread the other day. Mm-hmm. And I stopped going there because they took one of my favorite menu items off. And I didn't know until I hadn't been to Panera in probably like at least a year or two.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while.
And I went a couple weeks ago initially because I had a taste for their wild chicken and rice soup. Mm-hmm. Crap. So I go get it.
Wild chicken and rice soup.
And it is wild. It is in the name. So like I went to get it and I was like, oh, I'm going to do the pit 2 meal and I'm going to do that with, I used to get this pasta that they had, fire. Don't got the pasta no more. Why did y'all take that off the menu? I got there, I said, yeah, can I get the pasta? When they said, ooh, that's been discontinued.
Y'all ain't sent out no email about that?
Nothing. No announcement. And I'm sitting there in line.
They gonna email about everything else?
Yes, and the way that the one on Capitol was set up, once you're in line, you can't get out. So I'm like, what am I doing here then?
Yeah, you are stuck there.
So that happened to me earlier this week. I went for a salad I wanted to try and the rice. And I love
rice at Panera Bread.
Well, it's soup though.
Oh, I was about to
say. It's wild chicken and rice soup. So like, I wanted those two for the pit 2s, but I love Panera Bread's chips. Mm-hmm. So like, initially, the salad I wanted, they said, "Oh, that doesn't come in a half size."
Good chips, they ain't better than Miss Vicky's though.
I mean, they damn near there. That's why I like them so much. So like, I asked for the salad. They're like, oh, that doesn't come in half size. You only have to get a full. So I said, okay, I'll just do a full size of that. I'll do the small size of the wild chicken and rice soup. And since I broke up the meal, you get a side for each item. So I was like, yeah, can I just get chips for both? Ooh, we're out of chips. Get me out of line.
Get me out.
Because y'all playing with me. And then I was like, I asked them for chips. And I asked them for something else. And they said, we're out of that too. Close. Because why everything I'm asking you for, you're out of?
Right. What do y'all even have?
That part. So then like, and then I'll say all that to say, I got the soup, the salad, and a small drink. Guess what my total was?
Soup, salad, and small drink. $12.
25.
What?
You heard me.
They are a little pricey. They are a little pricey.
And a small drink. She said your total is, you know, black people, we round up all the time. It was really 22, but that's 25.
Yeah.
So I said,
almost 30.
Hey, $30. I swear, when she said that, bitch, did you say $30? I said, this is why I'd rather just be fat. I'd rather just eat unhealthy and keep going to the gym because I'll be damned, you're not breaking my pockets because I'm hungry.
Right. It's not my fault.
It's not my fault. So I was about to take another sip. But we're coming up on time, so I want to get my stuff out there real quick. So in 2023, I also really want to kind of like, because I've been talking to my dad about this recently. Now that I'm getting older, I'm starting to peep like certain like, you know how black people I feel like up until our generation, really, no one really talked about mental issues. Mm-hmm. I feel like going into the new year, I realized my anxiety is kind of getting worse. Mm-hmm. And I already know that's hereditary for a lot of us on my mom's side of the family. And I feel like that's something I kind of want to nip in the bud before it keeps getting worse. Mm-hmm. Because like my mom, not to be in someone else's business, right. But my mom struggles with anxiety. And me and my dad were talking about something as slight as this. My mom's been wanting a puppy forever. Mm-hmm. Like last 2 years, that's all she's been talking about. And it came to a head yesterday, and my dad was just like, man, your mom is like so anxious about this dog. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's just like, you know, she found the perfect dog. Where she wants to go is not far to go pick up, and she's slowly but surely like convincing herself she doesn't need it. And it's like, why did you do all this research? Because she's been doing research for weeks looking for dogs, and I guess chatting with different people, whatever. And he's just like, when it's time for her to commit to something, like her nerves be shot. And then it like takes him to like push her to be like, do it, like get it. My dad's the type of person, if he wants something, he's just going to do it. But I tell him, I'm like, actually, I'm like that too, though. Like, if it's something I want to do, I'm all excited. But right when it's time to commit to something, my nerves be shot. But where I'm different than my mom, I can motivate myself and push myself, whereas she needs my dad to push her into stuff. And so it's just like little stuff like that I'm like, that's really not a good way of like thinking going forward. So maybe I even been open to like starting therapy, because what I what I learned from Shaniqua is it's better to start therapy when you don't have issues. So you'll know when the issues come, how to work through them. So I was like, oh, I never thought about it in that way. Because that's when most people seek therapy, when they're in the middle of dealing with something that they can't really grasp, right? And so she's like, to get ahead of it, just start when you don't really have much going on. And so you can build like your relationship with the therapist in that way too. So I was like, oh.
That's true. And I'm actually starting therapy next week.
See?
Because... And I found her off the website Shaniqua recommended, Clinicians of Color. So we're going to see how it goes.
Yeah. But again, to sum up mine, the therapy stuff, staying committed to the gym, because I'm also known to commit to it for a while and it never fails. At some point, I'll start dying off, like for maybe a couple months, and then I get back into it. I want this year to be the year that I stay consistent in it. Yeah. And then... oh yeah, I want to, speaking of staying consistent, I want to stay consistent with projects I have going on too. Like the podcast, I took basically a whole year off from it. So I want to, even if it means I don't necessarily want to do an episode every week, because with my given schedule, I know that's not even realistic, but I want to stay consistent as far as at least like, even if I do it once every other week, once a month, something like that. And then I still want to like, dive deeper on the music side of stuff too, because of course it's stuff like looking back at the music that I put out, it's like, okay, I could have tweaked this to make this better, So I've already done stuff in this upcoming project, or whatever that I learned from the last project. So like, it's just a lot of stuff like that I got going on for this year. So stay tuned.
Okay.
But with that being said, we're caught up on our time.
That went by fast.
It really did. And my guy, he's about to come in a few minutes. So this is kind of like perfect timing that we're finishing this up. But with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. And like I said, I'm going to try to keep this consistent as possible, even though I got a lot of stuff I'm juggling right now. Of course, I'm going to get different guests up here. I'm going to actually change up some stuff like, oh yeah, obviously I went back to my original one because I told her I kind of missed this setup. Even though it's a lot to put together behind the scenes, I kind of miss this sort of dynamic or whatever. I feel more in tune with you guys being this close or whatever. But I want to see what it would be like to incorporate a third person too. To see like how the sound and everything would be, even incorporating an additional person. And but yeah, I'll probably get some of your favorites from last season, the season prior to. I'm gonna try to actually get some new people too, because I know other people too that haven't told me they would want to be a part of it, but I think it's partly because of their nerves, but with my drinks, they'll get over that. But yeah, that's what I got coming or whatever. Oh, is there anything that, promote your stuff real quick.
Oh my gosh, why would you put me on the spot like that? Okay.
Because we talk about all the stuff that we started, so.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so for his followers in the Raleigh and surrounding areas, me and two of my best friends, we own a 360 photo booth business.
That part.
And it's called Snapchat Events. So if you have a baby shower, birthday party, corporate event, anything you got going on, give us a call and we'll get you Snapchat.
That part. Talking about why would I put you? Oh my God. Y'all, only this will only happen on my show. While I'm sitting here talking to you guys, and the irony of it all, I was just talking about how I'm gonna keep being fat and stay in the gym. Obviously, I need to back up from the table because I just broke my chair
and fell on the floor.
But you know,
I
what's
feel like
so
you gotta
crazy?
leave it in there.
Oh, I'm definitely leaving it in there. But what is so funny is I remember at one point during the episode, I was like, I feel like I'm low. Like, I looked at myself in the camera. I was like, I feel a little low, but maybe I'm tripping. And then at one point, I was looking at you, and I was like, no, I'm low. And that's when the chair gave out. It is what it is. Blooper moment for you all going into the new year. If that's how my new year for this podcast is kicking off.
Get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it.
I am weak. But with that said, that does it for the premiere episode of 2023. Stay tuned with us as we go throughout this. I was about to say chaotic year, but we're not gonna manifest that type of energy. We're just gonna say a blessed and stress-free,
abundant.
That part. I was about to say a soft year. You ever had a soft life? Mm-hmm. That's something else I'm practicing going into 2023. I hope all you are taking heed to that as well. Mm-hmm. But with all that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, deuces.
Thank you for tuning in to Sip on This with A Paris. About to get lit with these topics. Drop your thoughts in the comments.